Hello everybody, nice to see you again. I hope that you do remember me, but just in case, I'm Ilya Strebulaev, Professor of Finance. If you remember, your professor also loves fine wine. Very often people ask me for recommendations. In fact, several of you asked me for recommendations that I gave about what to buy. Well, first of all, if you buy something very, very nice, make sure to invite me to share that bottle with you. I really into trying new, unusual wines. I do love my Bordeaux and my Burgundy, but there's some really unusual wines that I tried recently that I would highly recommend. And one of the most unusual wines that I've tried over the past couple of years is the wine from a very sunny island of the Portuguese coast called Madeira. The island that was discovered in the 15th century and that was a very unique wine producing country already back in the 18th century. In fact, at the Declaration of Independence, American founders drank Madeira. They did not drink Bordeaux or American wine. Well, there was no American wine at the time. They drank Madeira. If you haven't yet tried fine Madeira, go ahead and buy a bottle or two, preferably 100-year-old or even older, because some Madeiras are very, very old. People often ask me about some unique wine experiences that I've had. One amazing wine experience that I've had recently was the vertical tasting of about 40 vintages of Chateau Margaux. So Chateau Margaux is one of the famous Bordeaux producers on the left bank of Bordeaux in the village called Margaux. And if you might recall from our finance class, this is one of my favorite wines. And I had the chance to try 40 different vintages going back to the beginning of the 20th century. And that was a really remarkable experience. Just realization that I drank a bottle of wine from the vintage year before my grandmother and grandfather were born is pretty amazing. And that wine was also quite alive and well, not necessarily very vigorant still, but it was going pretty smoothly and pretty nicely. That was an amazing experience. You already may know about my love for Bordeaux, but there's another wine region in the world that I really love is Burgundy. It's also in France. I've recently become a chevalier of the Society of the Lovers of Burgundy Wines, and as a result I participated in a lot of fantastic tastings of the wines from Burgundy, and one of the tastings was the horizontal tasting, meaning that there are a lot of wines from the same vintage of one village in Burgundy that is called Chambertin, which is famous for a number of reasons. One is that it was the favorite wine of Napoleon. Now, Napoleon drank Chambertin every single day for at least 10 years, including during his war campaigns. The barrels of Chambertin were following him. He diluted this wine with water, presumably to make better decisions. Well, during our tastings, we don't dilute any precious Chambertin with water, but the tasting that I had from Chambertin, from many producers from that year, Chambertin 1990, was very interesting, because what you can see is that even though Chambertin is a very small region, it's less than 20 acres of land, but there are more than 10 producers, and each producer is unique, so that one producer's Chambertin will be rigorous and sturdy and robust, while another produces Chambertin from the same year, and maybe vines grow like 10 feet apart, will be very playful, very appealing, very sensual. So you will see a lot of differences. I'm overall enjoying both vertical and horizontal tastings, because it allows me to learn more about the world of wine. I do continue collecting wine, unfortunately for my pocket, and I'm trying to fill some gaps in the French wines, and also around the world. So I'm trying to collect more Madeira wines, more wines from Portugal, especially port, but also recently more and more from Germany, from Italy, but also from California as well. So if you are in the Bay Area and would like to participate in a tasting or two, just bring a nice bottle, and I will open also a bottle or two from my collection.